What's going on, people? Myke C-Town here. Welcome to the first episode of You've Seen It. For those that missed me talking about what this is going to be, basically it's going to be me giving my completely uneducated and unrefined opinion about movies that I watch. Since I don't really care too much about views or anything like that, I won't be jumping to cover the latest, hottest, or most popular movies that are out. Basically, I'll just be talking about whatever movie I happen to watch and feel like making a video out of. Whether it be something that came out 2 weeks ago or something that came out 10 years ago. These are not going to be made for people who have not seen the movies yet, as I might give slight spoilers, but I'll try not to. This is really just to discuss how I feel about the film and then learn how you guys feel about this film. For the record, I am not a professional movie critic. I'm just a semi-professional, overly opinionated asshole who thinks his opinion is worth hearing for some reason. So there's that. You know, so if you want to watch, cool. If you don't, hey man, that's cool too. So let's jump right into it. The movie I want to talk about today is Starry Eyes. So I'd seen this before and I actually enjoyed it. However, I'd watched it with a chick that I was hanging out with at the time and I didn't really give it the kind of attention that it deserved because, you know. So I totally forgot about it until it was recently added to Netflix and I decided to watch it again. So basically, Starry Eyes is a story about a girl whose dream is to be an actress. And I kind of get the feeling that she's not all that great. You also get the feeling that she's tried out for quite a few roles but doesn't really land them. Due to this frustration, you see her crazy ass in the bathroom, pulling her hair out and shit. So you're immediately getting the feeling that she's already a little bit not wound too tight. The movie takes a turn when she runs across an ad for a movie called The Silver Scream. She ends up landing this role not due to her great acting abilities, but due to her being a little bit of a fucking whack job. When she meets the casting crew, they're all portrayed as very creepy and demanding types. When we finally see the producer of the movie, he's portrayed as a total weirdo scumbag. His nasty fake tan, his creepy ass voice. Hungry little rats, rats looking for the cheese. The female character was very realistic, I thought. You know, someone who's struggling to find her place. She desperately wants to be a part of this whole acting world. After she essentially sells her soul to this company which goes by the name of Astraeus, she starts to change. And I think the change is what's pretty interesting. Her hair falls out, her face starts to get all nasty, her fingernails start falling off, you know, and then at the end, she's reborn in her own body, but somehow anew. Okay, so let's talk about the acting. Okay, the acting in this movie I thought was excellent. They all played their roles really, really well. Amanda Fuller, who plays Tracy, the best friend, she did so very believably. You know, her scenes of concern weren't corny, and her displays of shock were totally believable. Louis Desserand, the person who played the producer, people might think he's a little bit over the top, but I think this was done purposely. Kind of like how David Lynch makes his actors act really awkward and weird in his movies. I think Desserand's role as a producer was fantastic. It definitely takes me back to like old school horror movie characters. In that intense and super creepy way. He's almost like a more devilish Lord Summerisle. But it was absolutely Alex Esso whose role as Sarah stole the show. The role of the awkward, self-conscious actress, just trying to make her place in this world, was done super well. I feel like I believed everything that Sarah / Alex Esso was trying to give me. The scenes where she's pulling her hair out in the bathroom are totally real to me and totally believable. I thought the movie had excellent pacing. It moved in a pace that totally worked. You know, I don't feel like there were any pointless moments. A lot of movies you watch, they have parts in them where you're like, you know, that could have easily just been cut out to make the movie more coherent or flow a little bit better. But I didn't get that with this film. All the scenes seemed to have a point and some sort of necessity to the story. I, of course, did notice the bit of satire that was present in the story here. You know, the criticism of Hollywood, you know, the way the casting call went, the way the casting crew didn't really care about her so much as an actress, but more as a vulnerable person that can be manipulated into becoming something else that will fit better into this Hollywood world, which, funny enough, becomes a soulless, being that murders without really knowing why. But I thought that was really interesting, especially given the whole reputation that casting calls have and the reputation that Hollywood has for taking people and just kind of molding them into these soulless things that we see on the screen. Hail Astraeus. I still haven't quite fully figured out the connection between them calling the company Astraeus and the Greek god Astraeus. Astraeus was the god of dusk who had a wife, Eos, who was the goddess of dawn. According to myth, they had a ton of children who were responsible for what happened in the sky during twilight. So I'm sure Sarah being reborn at daybreak somehow relates to this. Especially since the producer, while he's getting that fucking satanic suck job, that Beelzebubian BJ in his office, he says, kill your old life, Sarah. Bury it in the earth and join us in the skies. I can't see that as being a total coincidence. The story itself isn't totally unique. We've seen this idea before. However, I've said before that when it comes to art, it doesn't really matter if what's done is necessarily unique. What's important is that it's done well. The story can remain the same throughout time as long as the way it's told changes here and there. And the storytellers here, Kevin Kolsch and Dennis Widmeyer, I feel like they really did that. Starry Eyes was really well done in the fact that I don't feel like it simply relied on blood and gore. I think the majority of the movie kind of relies more on a creep vibe and a creep atmosphere. The gore is there. Once she starts to change, the gore comes in, but it's not a ton of gore. It's nicely done, I think. I will say also, the kill on the bed with the barbell, that was easily one of the best kills I've seen in a long fucking time. The ending. I'd like to hear your thoughts on the ending. Was her kissing Tracy and all the blood comes out, was that a way of her passing something on to Tracy? Kind of like what the old dude did with his satanic semen? Was that Sarah turning Tracy into something similar to what she is? Maybe because Tracy was so good to her throughout the film? Or did Sarah just need that one last body to complete her transformation? I'm a little bit fuzzy on that part, so maybe you guys can help me. And speaking of the ending, I really liked how they added the images of the classic actresses at the very end, kind of implying that they've all done this or maybe given up something in order to get their careers to the places that they were. This definitely harks back to the old stylistic horror movies. It definitely gave me a Roman Polanski vibe. It has that creep factor similar to how he did Rosemary's Baby. It also has an atmosphere, maybe like Dario Argento. It has a mostly dark as in lighting quality. No real proper song is used. It's just this one simplistic piano tune repeated throughout the film that adds a real nice creepy feel. Overall, I really enjoyed this movie. I thought it was really well done. It was really well laid out. Had great pacing, great atmosphere, great acting, great makeup and special effects. It shows the whole idea of just how dangerous extreme desperation can be. I think the main message here, ladies and fellas, don't be out here sucking random willies all willy-nilly, because strange splooge can be terribly hazardous to your health. So that's it. Let me know, have you seen it? If so, let me know your thoughts about it in the comments section. Alright, and let me know if you don't want to see any more of these. If this was a complete waste of my time filming and editing this and you thought it just sucked, dude, be honest, man. I can take it. I'm a man. I'm a man. I'm sensitive about my shit. Okay, that's it. Alright, you know how we do in these motherfucking streets? Thank you for living, thank you for loving, thank you for being you. And I will see y'all next time. Alright? Peace, bitches.